Meet Sarah. To her friends in Brooklyn, Sarah is a powerhouse, a successful marketing executive who seems to have it all figured out. But her private life is a graveyard of the same recurring ghost. She just ended her third relationship in 2 years. On paper, her boyfriends were different. One was a high-powered corporate lawyer, another a brooding indie artist, and the latest, a charismatic gym trainer. But beneath the surface, the story was a carbon copy. They were all emotionally unavailable. They all made her feel like she was too much, yet somehow never enough. Does this sound like your life? Maybe you've changed the person you're dating. Maybe you've moved to a new city, changed your career, or even overhauled your entire lifestyle, but the dynamic remains stubbornly the same. You feel like a human magnet for people who are incapable of loving you back. Eventually, the exhaustion sets in. You look in the mirror and think, maybe it's me. Maybe I'm just fundamentally broken. But here's the truth. You aren't broken. Not even close. Your brain is simply following a blueprint it wrote a long time ago in a room you don't even remember. Today, we're going to tear up that old blueprint. We're going to understand the dark psychology of why we subconsciously choose the people who are objectively bad for us. In clinical psychology, there's a haunting concept called repetition compulsion. It's the human tendency to relive our greatest traumas over and over again. Most of us walk through life believing we are searching for happiness and love. We aren't. We are searching for familiarity. Think of your brain as a highly sophisticated yet outdated GPS system. If you grew up in a household where love was a performance-based reward, where you only got a hug if you got an A on your report card, or if one parent was a phantom, physically there but emotionally miles away, your GPS marked that chaos as home base. Fast forward 20 years. You meet someone kind. They text you back within 10 minutes. They tell you exactly how they feel. They are stable, predictable, and safe. And what does your brain do? It yawns. It says, this feels boring. There's no spark. But then, you meet someone who makes you anxious. Someone who leaves your texts on read for 6 hours. Someone whose mood shifts like the Chicago wind. Suddenly, your brain lights up like a 4th of July firework display. It screams, aha, this is it, this is the real deal. You aren't actually attracted to the person. You are attracted to the struggle. You are mistaking the spike in your cortisol levels for butterflies. You've been conditioned to believe that if it doesn't hurt, it isn't love. You're speaking a language of chaos that you learned before you could even walk. Then we have the fixer trap, a favorite for the high-achieving American soul. Many of us are irresistibly drawn to projects. We find ourselves orbiting people with deep-seated trauma, unresolved addictions, or massive emotional walls. We tell ourselves it's because we're empaths or helpers. But the dark truth? It's a power play. If you can fix a broken person, you finally prove to yourself that you are worthy of love. You think, if I can be the one person who makes this cold man stay, or this chaotic woman heal, then I have finally won the battle I lost in my childhood. It is a subconscious, desperate attempt to rewrite your history by winning in the present. You want to prove that the little you wasn't the problem, the situation was. But here's the cold hard reality. You cannot fix someone who doesn't even see a problem with their own behavior. You are spending your life's energy pouring precious water into a bucket with a massive hole in the bottom. You are bleeding yourself dry trying to polish someone else's stone, and in the end, you're the one left empty. We live in a culture that breathes hustle. From the streets of Manhattan to the tech hubs of Silicon Valley, we are told to be perfect, to be more, to be extra. This constant pressure creates a silent epidemic, the deep, gnawing sense of not being enough. When your self-esteem is in the basement, a healthy, loving partner doesn't feel like a blessing. They feel dangerous. Think about the mechanics of respect. If someone truly loves you, they are holding up a golden mirror to your greatness. But if you secretly hate yourself, you'll look at that reflection and think it's a scam. You'll think, if this person is so great, why are they into a mess like me? They must have bad taste. Or they're lying. So, you subconsciously push them away and run toward the person who treats you like trash. Why? Because their rejection confirms exactly what you already believe about yourself. It feels right. It's a self-fulfilling prophecy where you keep choosing the villain because you don't believe you're the hero of your own story. The cycle ends when the awareness begins. So, how do we actually change the polarity of the magnet? Step 1. Take the boring test. The next time you meet someone and feel those insane electric sparks, stop, breathe. Realize that for a trauma-wired brain, sparks are often just a siren for impending danger. Try dating someone who feels a little boring, someone who actually follows through on their plans. Give your nervous system, your literal physical body, the time to realize that peace is a much better long-term fuel than adrenaline. Step 2. Trace the pattern. Get a notebook. Write down the names of your last 3 exes or situationships. What is the common thread? Were they all mysterious, which really meant secretive? Were they all independent, which really meant emotionally distant? Once you see the pattern in black and white, it loses its power. You can't unsee a red flag once you've learned how to name it. Step 3. Reparent yourself. This is the hardest part. Stop looking for a partner to give you the validation your parents or your past denied you. That's an impossible job for any human being. You have to go back to that little you and provide the safety, the good enoughness, and the love yourself. When you finally treat yourself like someone you truly love, you will lose all interest in anyone who treats you like a secondary option. Breaking this cycle is undeniably painful. At first, it feels like you're learning to speak a foreign language. There will be nights when you miss the highs of the toxic drama, the way a person in recovery misses their drug of choice. But remember this, you deserve a love that doesn't require you to shrink, to fix, or to lose your soul. You deserve a love that feels like a safe harbor after a long voyage, not a stormy sea that's constantly trying to drown you. Your past might have written the first few chapters of your book, and yeah, those chapters were rough, but you are the one holding the pen for the rest of the story. It is time to turn the page. It is time to start a new story. One where you are finally loved for exactly who you are.